Okay, YouTube, welcome back. It's Lisa Stayed here, and here is part 3 of The Green Knight. Now, as Gwen is waiting for the Green Knight to wake up, now he's just sitting there quietly. And the Green Knight eventually does wake up. And he gets off his throne and walks down to Gwen there. He's sitting down and says, are you ready to receive your blow? Have you made the decision to fulfill this duty of yours as an honorable knight of King Arthur's Round Table, as a righteous knight, as a chivalrous knight, fulfilling your duty of what was asked for you after cut off my head, so I get to cut off your head now, but you don't get to live at the end. And as Gwen is thinking, making his decision of he should go about this, he's imagining, I guess he's thinking, or he's just imagining of what could happen. Because the Green Knight tells him, what can happen if you choose to back out on this. Oh. And so it goes, so Gwen says, no, runs off or whatever. And he flees back to, to Camelot there. And says, I fulfilled my duty, uncle. He tells King Ulster, who's on his deathbed, who ends up making him the king of Camelot. He's now wealthy, powerful king of Camelot, and the ruler and the head of the Knights of the Round Table, all this glory and stuff. And King Arthur gives him his sword Excalibur and the crown. So eventually, King Arthur is crowned and as king as his wife there. He eventually takes his wife there, which is I guess it's the prostitute or the jester or whatever one, or the woman in his court there. And these crowns are actually look kind of like medieval crowns, but they have like this halo at the end. I honestly swear to God, I think of like, the Indian, gods and deities, because their crowns have these halos in the back. They're not like medieval crowns. I don't know why I thought of Alien at some point. this, uh, because maybe the Indian civilization of the Aryans. That's well mainly the Hindu imagery that is. But that's interesting tangent. Just find comparison. Weird thing. I read a lot of Hitler, so oh well. I don't support that stuff of Hitler's, but weird thought. That is weird looking in the movie. Uh, but so Gwen becomes king. He marries this woman, or whichever one he has. Either his two girlfriends or the other woman that's his wife, and she becomes queen. And she has like this weird line that looks like Celtic or whatever, like a blue tattoo underneath her chin. I don't know who this woman is. Uh, but eventually he's a king, and he's got such a wonderful life, and he's got a son now, and he's growing older, and he sees eventually in this scene, uh, Lady Elaine, or King Arthur's wife, though, or was it Morgan or Lady Elaine, whichever one it is, passed away after her husband, King Arthur. And then there was a scene where King Arthur is going off to fight a battle, but his son ends up getting killed in the battle against this invading force that they don't really mention so much. And so they end up Gwen as king now Camelot ends up losing this battle. And so he's fleeing back to Camelot. Everyone else is there. They decide to try to burn everything of the castle and everyone in it, and the king is deciding to kill himself. And he decides to go sit on his throne and pull some kind of pours oil, I guess, on his head or whatever. Uh, as the invading force is coming out from film, and the next scene is of his head going on fire, which is another scene uh from the movie, the movie trailers of the Green Knight of 2021. That's no Lord Fifth. So he ends up killing himself by beheading himself because now in the end he's still gonna behead and he's still gonna have his head taken off. Either way, whether it's chopped off by the knights or he takes it off himself through burning it off. Because he's felt so much shame of not fulfilling his duty, so in the end he ends up fulfilling his duty. It's not from the Green Knight, it's from suicide. But it then clips back to the scene of Solgren still in the castle there. So he hasn't in the Green Chapel, I guess. So he hasn't really fled. So this was like him thinking, what could happen or what would happen. All this wonderful stuff, but in the end, he still has to feel his duty. It's still gonna turn up, whether he likes it or not. He's gonna lose his head. Uh, so the Green Knight says, are you ready now to do what was, expected of you when you came here? And so Gwen says, okay. The Green Knight ends up raising his axe that now Solgren is handed back to Green Knight to cut off Solgren's head. Solgren is kneeling there on the ground with his head down, waiting for that blow. And as the Green Knight is swinging down his axe, about to behead him, the scene cuts off to this log background with the etchings in the woods saying the Green Knight, and that is pretty much the end of the movie. Now, a lot of people, and my take and review on this is, yes, it seems like a pretty good film. I would hope there was a sequel to this film. I really want a sequel to this film because it looks so good. I hope this is like a part one. And I thought that, yeah, it probably might be a part one. They might release the second part. There might be like just a part one and a part two, or it might just be a part one. I hope not. And a lot of people I remember hearing from a lot of other YouTube videos was that a lot of people were wanting to see this film. And really happy thought, okay, all the other movies in 2020, because this wasn't released because, COVID-19. And, we're looking forward to seeing this film, turn up in theaters. And yeah, I can agree, this would have been a great film to see. I didn't get to see it in theaters, so I don't know. Do it another way, I guess. But even the film that I saw looked, still looked good. It was a good movie, I think. And I hope there's a part two. Because the actual book doesn't end there. Uh, is a pretty good movie. I think it's actually very good because the characters are portrayed wonderful. The scenes, the costumes. Even some of the magic of I guess in the movie is kind of based more on neo-paganism from like early Christian days of Europe and England, um, which is interesting. Molin's a unique character. I wish I would have more info on this guy. Because they would have at least had, but they would have at least had no better portrayal of the character. But I think the character's costume was very good because it showed like a different version of Molin that was not like Gandalf the Grey. It was like some Celtic druid or shaman or Celtic shaman, which was actually interesting. King also was kind of interesting looking, so like not like maybe what you would think of a medieval king. Mentioned that halo on the back of the king, and King also and his queen there crown that was a bit interesting, but odd I think. Uh, I don't know if that was ever a thing in medieval times for a king's crown to have that. But I think, yeah, even some of the magic was interesting because it's kind of like, probably trying to portray some accuracy to neo-paganism rituals of the Celtic and the Druid. But when uh the king's wife, who is the one who actually does summon in the book, and I guess in the movie they do show her actually summoning the uh the Green Knight. And so it doesn't go through the whole detail of you find out, oh, by the way, if it was the king's wife there, or Lady Morgiana, who had learned this magic from Merlin. Some of the ritual when she's sealing this letter with on a full moon there, green sealing case there. That kind of looks like something like out of Harry Potter when the letter actually just burns up towards the ash, and then this little sprout of a green plant that grows off the ground as it's falling from around the circle of twigs or whatever other little objects connected to this ritual. Yeah, the whole burning piece of parchment with the green sealing face on it. Sealing wax, I guess you call it though. Stark green, the same color as the Green Knight. Kind of looks more like something out of not King also, or neo-paganism, I guess. But looks more like something out of Harry Potter. Uh, I don't even think even the depiction of the primitive, I guess, crude photography process that the master's wife did. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be known for some time, I think, at all back then. But that was how she did the portrait of Sol Grant that she was going to do for him. Even though he had his portrait done so many times, but no, not by this woman, not this way. Because his way is what we know, a tapestry or painting. Hers was different. Hers was unique. She did a lot of stuff in artwork in the portraits and paintings in the master's castle there. So that was something a bit interesting, but I have a good feeling the reason why, because maybe if you had photography back then, it would seem like magical, unique, or something of I don't know, the gods or whatever, unknown supernatural force. I mean, I guess so. I mean, if I took this HP laptop to maybe even something like the Middle Ages or the Third Reich, and so it Hitler that, or I don't know, some king in England in the Middle Ages, it was like, oh my god, it's something supernatural, the gods or whatever. I guess in Hitler's case, the alien master race. And sure enough, I would be gone, and my laptop would be gone with me. It'd be somebody else's. That's why you always make a password, so no Hitler can get into it, no matter what. So this is the end of my review of the Green Knight Bill. Like and subscribe to this video. Become a subscriber to my YouTube channel, Lisa Stayed and Hitler Obsessed. Leave a comment to this video or any other of my videos there here on YouTube, on Lisa Stayed, or on Hitler Obsessed if you want. And you can also definitely hit that notification bell. Definitely hit the notification bell. Donate to my Patreon. I would definitely like that. So you can donate to my Patreon and subscribe still. And like me, leave me a friend request on Facebook and I'll be friends with you. And you can leave me a comment also if you want. And I'll be glad to answer any of your comments through my Facebook page. Definitely go to my BitChute channel and see my videos there. I have some of them posted on there that are not on here on YouTube. And, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. And let's make me a YouTube influencer. Give me 1,000 subscribers. 4,000 watch hours would be nice so I can get monetized here on YouTube and earn money. And get that 1,000 subscriber plaque there. Bye all!